Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever tried watching golf with friends or family and felt like you needed a secret decoder ring? The language can be a little much, but don't worry, over the next few minutes, we are going to crack that code together.
Right? It totally feels like a secret club sometimes. Your friends are chatting about shanking a drive or hitting a nasty slice, and you're just kind of nodding along, hoping nobody asks you a question. Trust me, we have all been there.
You hear these words all the time: birdies, bogeys, shanks, chunks, and it sounds so complicated. But here's the thing, it's actually way simpler than it sounds once you get the basics down. And that's exactly what we're about to do.
So let's just imagine we're out on the course right now, walking a single golf hole from the very beginning to the very end. By the time we're finished, you'll have all the key pieces to follow any golf conversation and, actually feel confident about it.
Okay, first things first. Before we can even talk about playing the game, we need to know what we're looking at. What are all those different types of grass? Let's break down the basic anatomy of a golf hole. Every single hole starts right here, on the tee box. You can think of it like the starting blocks in a race. It's this perfectly flat little patch of grass where you put your ball on a tee and take that big first swing. Simple enough, right? So from that tee box, your main goal is to land the ball on this beautiful green carpet stretching out in front of you. That is the fairway. This is the promised land, the place you want to be. Landing here makes your next shot a whole lot easier. It's basically the highway to the hole. But if you miss that highway, well, you end up over here in the rough. And it is exactly what it sounds like. The grass is longer, it's thicker, and it's basically designed to punish you for missing the fairway by making your next shot way, way harder to control. And this is where it all ends. This is the green. It has the shortest, most perfect grass on the whole course. It's like a billiard table. And somewhere on that green is the cup. The whole point of the game is to get your ball from the tee box onto the screen and into that little hole. Okay, so we know the layout of the course. But how do you keep score? How do you know who's winning? Well, golf scoring is kind of unique, a little bit backward even. But let's crack that code. It all revolves around one single super important word. And that word is par. Par is everything. Seriously, it's the Rosetta Stone for understanding golf. Every hole has a par, usually a 3, a 4, or a 5. That number is the target. It's what an expert golfer is expected to score on that hole. Everything else is just described based on how it compares to par. So let's say the par for a hole is 4. If you take 4 shots, you made par. Easy. But if you do it in 3 shots, that's 1 under par, that's called a birdie. 2 shots under par is an eagle. Now, if you go the other way and take 5 shots, 1 over par, that's a bogey. 2 over is a double bogey. So if you remember one thing, remember this: birds are good, bogeys are bad. So you know the course, you know how to keep score, but what are you actually hitting the ball with? A golf bag can look super intimidating. There can be up to 14 clubs in there. But really, they all just fall into 3 basic families. Let's keep it simple. First, you've got your driver. That's the big one, the one with the giant head. You use it off the tee to just hit the ball as far as you possibly can. Then you have your irons. These are your precision tools, used for accuracy on shots heading towards the green. And finally, you have the putter. That's the special club you only use on that super short grass of the green to just roll the ball into the cup. It's actually wild how much science and technology goes into all those clubs. If you ever get curious and want to go down that rabbit hole, the buyer's guides at golfgearcompare.co.za are an amazing place to start. For now, though, let's talk about what happens when you actually swing one of them. Okay, so you've picked your club, you've swung it, you've hit the ball. Now, where does it go? Well, here's a little secret for you. Even for the best players in the world, it almost never goes perfectly straight. So let's talk about the different ways a ball can fly: the good, the bad, and the really, really ugly. This might be the biggest aha moment for anyone new to golf. Good players curve the ball on purpose. For a right-handed golfer, a draw is a shot that starts a little to the right and curves gently back to the left. A fade is the opposite, starting left and curving gently to the right. These are controlled, intentional shots. Now, here are the evil twins of those shots: the hook and the slice. A hook is a severe, out-of-control curve to the left.
But the slice, oh, the slice. That's that big, ugly, banana-shaped curve to the right, and it is the absolute curse of most beginner golfers. If you hear a golfer complaining, there's a good chance they're talking about their slice. And then we get to the ugly stuff. Hitting it fat or chunking it is when you hit the ground way before the ball. Hitting it thin is when you just barely clip the top half of the ball and it goes screaming low across the ground. But the most feared, most soul-crushing shot in all of golf is the shank. That's when the ball hits the neck of the club and just shoots dead sideways. It's the stuff of nightmares, I'm telling you. All right, last section. Let's talk about how to act when you're on the course. Golf has this big, unwritten code of conduct called etiquette. Knowing just a few of these things will make you feel way more comfortable and show that you respect the game. Basically, how to act like you belong.
It really just boils down to 3 golden rules. Number 1, safety. If your ball is going anywhere near another person, you have to yell "Fore" as loud as you can. 2, keep it moving. Don't be the slow person in the group. Be ready to hit when it's your turn. And 3, leave no trace. Fix any marks your ball makes on the green and put back any chunks of grass you dig up. That's it.
And just like that, we've walked our hole. You know the difference between the fairway and the rough. You know a birdie is awesome and a bogey is not. You know the basic clubs, the good shots, the bad shots, and how to act out there. You have officially cracked the code.
And honestly, we've just scratched the surface. If this made you curious and you want to know what really separates one driver from another, or you want to get into the nitty-gritty of the rules, the huge collection of guides over at golfgearcompare.co.za is the perfect next step.
You are officially in the know. You can watch a tournament or listen to your friends talk about their round, and you won't feel lost anymore. The secret language of golf is no longer a secret. So I guess the only question is, when are you going to watch your next tournament?